Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Omar Howard.
Alabama. So I was raised there till I was about 10 years old. Went through a lot of stuff. Grew up in a very poor environment, you know. But I grew up around a loving grandmother who, you know, you grew up one of those grandfathers who, regardless of how much space in the house, you had somewhere to lay your head.
Exactly.
Regardless of how many people was in the house, you had somewhere to lay your head. As long as it was a spot.
Yep.
And but I grew up, you know, poor. Didn't know I was poor until they did a tour of everybody's house. And I'll never forget, when it got to mine, we riding on the dirt road and our house was like, you know, scary house. I guess the way everybody else's house looked.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of booed my house. And I was like, for the first time I felt poor was, oh man, we got him.
Wow.
Because my grandmother never, you know.
Because of the external things.
Yeah.
But you know what, before you even go there, I want to actually hang out there for a minute. Because there's power in what you said that you didn't realize you were poor, because I believe in that there was some pouring into you that took place from a appropriate place,
Yeah.
in a true love perspective, despite the external things. And we'll get to the external maybe that. But I want to hang out there for a while, because I got a sneaky suspicion there's probably some folk that are battling with some of that right now.
You know, Auburn, Alabama at the time. You know, great city, great university and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of racism around there
Sure,
at the time.
sure.
My grandmother, she was just a loving person, God-fearing woman.
Right.
Grew up definitely with some great morals and values, and had some integrity about herself. And just her love alone, you know, and I've learned love is a filter.
Come on now.
It filters everything. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Yeah.
of course, she definitely tried to shield me from the nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even use the N word in her house. Like, she didn't play around. Regardless of what everybody else had going around in the community, regardless of how racist might have been around, you couldn't play that role in her house. You know what I'm saying? Because she believed in God, and she stood in her, her faith, and she, grew up in the Baptist religion.
Mm-hmm.
But taking us to church and all that's when you had no church.
Right. Right.
And you wore your Easter suits and you
Yes,
did all that
yes,
stuff.
sir.
But at that time, I
And
didn't
actually even pretending like you liked it.
or get piece one.
Or get piece one.
You're gonna go to sleep with that
Granny pinch.
Then you'll get a quarter
Right.
and a piece of peppermint.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go.
You're gonna do your ties, and she's gonna give you some peppermint. You better not go to sleep while they
Right.
singing.
Right.
So I didn't even, I didn't know what Christianity was. I didn't know what Christ was. I didn't know anything. I just went because I had to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at a very young age, the things that my grandmother shielded me from was very things I ran into.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think, when I look back over my life, that the devil was trying to set up for me to be destroyed a long time ago. Like I said, grew up poor. So my uncle and cousins was like my big influence.
Okay.
Because I didn't have no brothers and sisters. My mother had moved to Georgia. Last memory that I remember up to about 3 or 4 or 5 years old. So my uncle and cousin being my biggest, influence. They was, street guys.
They was kicking it.
A couple of my aunts, street ladies. I mean, that's what they did. So my uncle and cousin just definitely introduced me to a real, an environment of stealing and breaking in stuff, and girls early on. Girls early on in my life. Having sex at, I think I was like 5 years old. First time I had sex or whatever. Start stealing. Running around with them stealing it. So some very negative seeds were planted in my life very early. Even though I wanted to do better in my life, because my grandmother had expectations, my mother had expectations, and me not knowing my father, used to hear so much about he's being the star point guard for Auburn University.
Okay.
Never got a chance to meet him, but I had a desire to be what he was doing.
Just like it.
Yeah, and I'll never forget telling my grandmother when I was like 4 or 5, grandmother, when I get old, I'm gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of everybody.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to do that.
Because there were some decisions that were influenced by that environment of seeing what you thought was the right thing to do, because that was family. Those were role models that you had available to you at that time.
Well, people make it, when you're out here doing certain things in the streets and people, introduce you to these certain things, it comes off of being fun when you're a kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And, just to be able to have, to be up under my cousin, my uncle, just like the biggest thing, you know what I'm saying? And
well, you felt like you were a part of something.
yeah, I'm a young man, just hanging around with the young men.
Hanging out with young men.
Yeah, and I'm doing everything that they do.
Yep.
So they taught me, all that stuff. And, that happened. And then along with, family friend job blessed me. You know what I'm saying? So I went through a lot right there. And then a period between 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Then my grandmother ended up moving. We moved up the street, got out that house. That house was like roach infested, rats, just, no grass in the front, no grass in the back, hound dogs. Granddad had hound dogs, but like I said, that love filtered all that out.
Filtered it out.
Yeah, and so I ended up moving over there for a couple of years. We moved up the street, and then my mother made that decision, moved up there. I was about 9 or 10 years old, man. I was excited.
Right.
So I'm like, man, I get to be with my mom, because my mom used to come see me.
Okay.
She came back for every couple of months. She came down there to visit. Like, that was the highlight of my time. Like, my mom come see me. She'd always come with an arm full of gifts.
Okay.
And all you always heard about Atlanta, so you thought like, oh man, that's like moving on up.
That's the big city.
Yeah, it's big city. So
city, baby.
when my mother made that decision to come get me, I was so excited. But the day I got ready to leave, I realized I was leaving my grandma. And that became like the worst day for me. Like, oh man, I don't want to leave my grandma.
Okay.
Because you get out of saying grandmother and you start calling my mom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes my mom and grandma be saying, kids, I say mama. Both of them turn around like, oh, right. So that long drive, that hour and 45-minute drive seemed like it was a long day drive, because all I did was cry in the backseat like, man, my grandma, my granddad, man.
That was a core of who
That was
reared you.
Yeah. I mean, they was my core value.
Yeah.
They was my core of everything for the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's all I knew really.
Right.
Regardless of what went on around me, regardless of what all my aunts and uncles did. My grandmother and grandfather was my core. Now I went from one to look nice to one to look like a street dude. You know what I'm saying? Jeans or look like that.
Yeah.
Went from wearing a nice fade to an afro, and people start seeing that change.
Okay.
And this is going to the night. Like, this things changed so overnight.
Quickly.
And then by the time I got to the second semester of 9th grade, I had to drop out of school. Went from A and B student to dropping out of school.
Dropping out.
Over a summer.
Wow.
Yeah, over summer and one semester of school. And probably one of the worst decisions I ever made.
And I was just going to say, because we talk about the freedom of choice, and so that was probably one of the early choices that caused some of the demise and some of the encounters.
That's consequences.
The consequences. I was going to say choices have consequences.
Yes.
And so fast forwarding just a little bit, because we know that you actually did some time as a result of some of those poor decisions. And as a returning citizen, because we are changing the vernacular on how we address those individuals that have made some poor decisions, got caught, and began to pay the consequences for that.
Exactly.
What was that incarceration, being incarcerated like? How did that impact your very life, and what were some of the revelations that you had in that process?
And now y'all in the juvenile in between.
Yeah.
15 was the first charge. I called the robbery charge.
Okay.
16, 17, 18, I'm in and out of juvenile. By 18, I caught those 13 felons, and that gate slammed.
13, 1, 3, 13?
The initial charge I had after I got locked up February 5th, the charge I had was murder, felony murder, 3 counts on robbery, 3 counts of false imprisonment, 3 counts of aggravated assault, burglary, carrying concealed weapon.
Alrighty then.
So
that was a pretty long list. You might have to hit the rewind button to catch all of those 13 different charges. Okay.
You know what's scary about that, man? Because from going from wanting to be a college student, want to have success in a career, to iron doors slamming behind you.
Yeah.
And for the first time, you can go through all the juvenile, in and out of jail. That time, I realized it was real.
It was real.
And
you had some significant time associated with those charges.
Well, actually, even going into this story, only the grace of God could have pulled me through a lot of that. Because let me share this. because this is so important and critical to my life and my story, is that choices and consequences, choices of choosing what type of friend, what type of environment you allow yourself to be in.
Sure.
You know, I've grown and matured to a place in my life that I don't blame anybody because I should have never been doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was part of a murder that happened because we was being greedy, trying to rob a house, and a friend of mine killed somebody. Mistaken. Get locked up. Everything changed. Somehow they put all the charges on me. And I felt so empty. I felt so lost. I felt so confused. Like, and I actually said this in prison, like jail, like, how the hell I got myself in this situation, man? It's like I woke up like out of a dream, like, man, what are you doing, man? What? But now I can't change the situation.
Right. Right.
And now I'm facing to be in prison for the rest of my life.
So, at the flip of an opportunity, the flip of a bad choice, we go from aspiring to go to college to being involved in a series of activities that resulted in 13 charges, felony charges, mind you. These weren't little minor misdemeanor charges, one which would be a murder. And you ended up doing quite a bit of time behind that.
Yeah.
15 years?
Yeah, 15 years. Around, I was like 15 years altogether.
Okay.
Straight. I was fortunate not to get a life sentence. They actually dropped the murder down to a manslaughter charge.
Okay.
Because they knew something in this case wasn't right.
Right.
Somewhere, stuff ain't adding up. But I couldn't get myself out of it unless someone came and said, I actually did. So I am going to one of the worst
being in
prisons.
the wrong place. So being in the wrong place, the wrong time was the result of everything.
Let's go back to that choice real quick. Man, in my spirit that night, it was like, go home.
Wow.
And I was like, and I even said it like, man, I don't want to do this. Then you get the little gut feeling like, I was like, man, I don't want to do this.
This ain't
the night here ain't right. Yeah, that's how I was. I was like, this about, I'm seeing police up down the street. I'm like, man, we need to go home. And my friend was like, man, come on, man. I don't really trust nobody else around us. Come on with me. Because he's like, it's like my little brother. Like best friend is like my little brother. So I'm like, okay, great. And I wasn't even standing close to the house, man. So all these emotions are hitting you while you're in jail. And you got no money to fight. All this money you made and went through, you don't even have the money to fight.
Right.
All the friends that you thought you had, you're seeing that it wasn't, and there's two parts to that.
I was going to dig into it.
Friends
you thought you had.
No, it's two parts to that. And the two parts of this, at 18, I wouldn't have told him myself.
Right.
If the shoe was on the other foot and he was in my place, I wouldn't have told him myself.
Right. You doggone right.
And I had to accept that. You see what I'm saying? It took me years to figure that out. But at the same time, there were other friends that I looked over that really didn't want me to live that life and gave me warning signs.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it or didn't want to hear it.
I was going to say, was it that you didn't see it or did you make the choice?
Yeah, choice. Let me go back to choice. I didn't want to hear it.
Right.
I became real disrespectful. Law enforcement, became disrespectful to authority, disrespecting my mom, the only person that stood by me for 15 years.
Wow.
And so I went down that road, man. In the county jail, the best decision I made in my life was I got saved. And at the time that I got saved, I didn't realize that this is the best decision that you're going to ever make.
Yes.
You ain't going to see it now.
Yeah.
But you're going to see it down the road.
Down the road.
When I got down the road, I became what you call a model inmate. Because I had decided that I didn't want to keep living this life in and out of jail. I didn't know how long I was going to be there. But when they gave me 18 years, and I took 18 years, and all those charges together, I got 18 years.
Wow.
So, that's another blessing.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Well, God knew I could deal with the word life sentence. Let me show you how God made me. I always laugh at it. I ended up still doing a life sentence. Because life sentence was manageable 14 years.
Wow.
I did 15.
Okay.
So, through the process of that, I changed my life, became a model inmate. Got a lot of favor in our staff, with the staff. I became a mentor. I became a public motivated speaker for the Scared Straight program. Just doing a lot. Got transferred to a medium security prison, which is Valverse. I left Alto. I stayed there 2.5 years. Got a good vibe there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget, they transferred, and they transferred like 4 years of nasty transfer because they found some drugs, and then I was like, yo, hey, I don't do drugs.
I'm getting short. I'm getting short. I don't need another one of them.
Yeah, I don't do that. So,
Yep.
but I was the only one who got transferred to the halfway house that night. It's crazy.
Mm.
Out of 40 people,
Okay.
I was the only one who got transferred that night from the halfway house. So I go to the halfway house, man, and I never forget, called my mom. My mom been coming down the road, man, at that time for 11 years.
11 years.
And I finally got to a place where she was only 10 minutes away from the house.
Okay. Okay.
Got there and my world changed, man. That's when God really started developing me as a person, boy, as motivation and all that stuff there. Because somebody had got out. This is like a Joseph story. Someone got out of prison and remembered what I was doing in prison.
In prison.
And
Okay.
spoke to some judges and stuff like that. And judges requested me to start coming out and speaking.
Nice.
So I started coming outside the prison and speaking and just all over the state of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Me and eventually they ended up embracing the choir part of us. And we just started touring the whole the whole Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
doing youth intervention.
Okay.
Then I finally got that answer that I had been looking for. December 10, 2007, I was released from prison. After doing those 15 years in prison, man. I can't really tell you, you just gotta get the book, man, when it comes to that part. 'Cause I was
Speaking of which, you got to let them shout that out because we are definitely super proud of Brother Omar Howard and the Omar Howard story.
Yeah.
And there's 1 or 2 points that I want to catch up on before we actually have to get out of here. But you had some miraculous turnarounds. Certainly there were obstacles, there were peaks, there were valleys. But one of the things that I'm most fond of is you could have very easily become bitter through all of the things that life had dealt you. You could have very easily found yourself in the midst of those individuals that said, well, society owes me. But instead, when you got out, you were not only willing to serve others, but you were bestowed an opportunity that you couldn't even believe with regard to what you're doing today. So share a little bit about how did the current chaplain opportunity come about, and what was some of the astonishment that took place for you? Because you shouldn't even be considered for that.
Man, I wasn't even qualified by state man's law
Okay.
or any law.
Okay.
Because I was still on parole.
Mm.
And young lady from Harvard Men's that I met a few years while I was in prison, she was like, hey, you want to be a chaplain? You want to be a volunteer?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I mean, my mind, like, I want to go back to prison.
Right.
I just like
You just spent a few days.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go back.
Right. Right.
And I never forget it, man. We went over to the ward, and when we presented it to the ward, he said, that's the best thing I've heard about. He called all his officers. He said, Omar Howard's going to be a new chaplain.
How about that? While still on probation,
While still on parole.
still on parole.
We just paroled out the same facility 2 years before.
So hold on. Let me make sure that you guys are catching the gravity of what Omar just shared. Not only had he been through his past that was spotty, like some of us that might be listening out there on Bottom to the Top. Not only had he made some decisions that weren't the greatest of them, but he was able to go back to the facility that he was actually a returning citizen from while still on parole as the chaplain.
You know, sitting at that desk there and talking with that warden, and for him to make that decision, when he called all his staff, I was like, if anybody got any problem with it, you call me.
You call me?
He initially got a phone call like, do you know he's still on parole? Do you know he did it? Do you know he was here? Like, yeah, I know.
But see, that just goes to show that person that's sitting out there. Because I want you to explain what your name actually means as well. But that just goes to show for you sitting out there, don't count yourself out based on your current circumstance. Don't let the statistics, the logic that you think you have be the guidance or the drive that enables you to move forward. Because here you have living proof that somebody who was not even nowhere near qualified,
No paperwork.
now serves in the capacity of being able to stand in the gap and change the lives of those that come behind gleefully,
Yeah.
intentionally.
Since January 2010, January 1st, 2010, I've been a chaplain at the Atlanta Transit Center.
Come on. now.
Along with that, I've been requested, well, I was referred and requested to come back and approved to go back inside the same juveniles I was involved in, that I've been locked up in. So I go to a couple juveniles and help out with the kids, you know, speak. I also go back in the other prison that I was actually incarcerated in, so I do classes there every other Thursday over at Burris. So I've had a lot of great opportunities to do some things that's probably just unheard of with, based on where I was at in my
Yes,
life.
sir.
I was on parole.
Yep.
Thank God I'm off parole now. I'm off all that. I've been off for 5 years.
Okay.
December 10th, I made 10 years since I've been out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't came without its difficulties. But, you know, I looked at something, 2015, January 1st, trying to complete this book. God revealed to me why my destiny is where it's at. And as I was sharing with you, and it was good to hear you got excited just hearing about it. When I realized what my name meant,
Yes, sir.
it really blew me away because I always speaking, and it came so natural. That's crazy. When I think back, like it always came natural for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I never even thought about it because I was never a person that wanted to get in front of nobody and speak.
Right. Right.
But when I looked up my name January 1st, I never get all the fireworks went off New Year's Day. It's like 12:01.
Right.
I'm looking my name up, and when I looked my name up, it said Omar. Long live, eloquent, and gifted speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Shahan, be peaceful one, because I'm always trying to calm things down. Like
Be the peacemaker.
I'm trying to be the peacemaker.
Yes,
and then
sir.
my last name meant watching.
Mm-hmm. And look at the capacity you work in now.
Listen, man, when I read the very last part of it, literally, I've never done that. My body just overflowed with tears and joy, and I was just like, God, it didn't matter which road I turned in my life. You already had this for me.
Before we even
And
were
so-
even physically here.
It made me just that more determined to continue to do what I'm doing. And it goes in 2011, I started Freedom is a Choice,
Mm-hmm.
which is geared toward encouraging our youth to choose freedom over incarceration.
Yes, sir.
And so, since I've been out of prison, that's what I've been on, is to make sure that I can be an assistant and a big brother and a mentor and a positive, person in young men, or I tend to talk to young ladies as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But definitely young men, because when I went back into the prison juvenile, I kept seeing all these young men going to prison.
Right.
I'm talking about at 13, 14, 15 years, already got murder charges.
Yeah. Yeah.
My heart was just to the ground, and I just realized, like, give to others something that you wouldn't give.
Yeah.
And that's a chance to do what's right.
Yes, sir.
And so that's what I chose to do, and that's the reason why my story was an insight on just giving you details of why I'm so passionate about what I do, because there's so much that went on,
Yeah.
so much pain, so much hurt, and too many of our young men out here, man, are losing the fight.
Yes, indeed. Because they don't have anybody.
They don't have nobody, and so we
Yeah.
got to stand in the gap, and that's what I've been allowed to do, and I'm humbled.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate everybody for all the support. And I got a great campaign from the start, which you'll hear about it soon, man. I'm starting a nice book club, man, to help young men to fight against illiteracy, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's going to be a great powerful, and this is going to be the platform, the Omar House story. So we already started at a prison, man, and we already had 20 young men to sign up. And I've already completed the task. So
Look at that.
hey, man, I'm just feeling great right now, man. And like I told you, 2017, your words have to be what your life had to be what you say. I believe I'm living awesome every day, man. Regardless of how I'm feeling, I believe I'm living awesome every day, man.
Bottom to the Top Tour is not a moment, it is a movement. If you've been inspired by the powerful testimonies of the speakers that you have heard today, you have an opportunity to have your own copy of the new soon-to-be-released book, Testify. You don't want to miss the opportunity to read through the details of the stories, the trials, the challenges, and the triumphs of the 12 speakers featured on the Bottom to the Top Tour Atlanta. If you would like to bring the Bottom to the Top Tour to your local city and your local town, please dial 1-866-686-5836. Again, the Bottom to the Top Tour, not a moment, it's a movement.